Hi, I'm Drew.
And I'm Sam.
And welcome to Drewling Samantics.
Well, it's lucky that I can differentiate just between slightly different shades of red. Otherwise, you'd be camouflaged, mate.
Sorry, mate. No, I'm not a new cushion. It's a new T-shirt, but not a new cushion.
Oh,
no, I was
that
just
another present from the wife?
No, actually, it was a present from my mother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a present from my mum.
Being spoiled by multiple ladies in your life buying you new clothing every now and then. Well, look at that. But
that's just a vicious rumour, my friend.
Anyway, how are you, mate? How you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. Very, very good. Yeah. I had a little bit of plumbing work to do today. I've done a little bit of plumbing in the house.
That's not a euphemism, is it? That you genuinely?
No, it's not, mate. No,
genuinely.
No, yeah, I had a leak in my downpipe, son, so I had to change a joint or two. Yeah, which can happen at my age, apparently.
Well, yeah. Anyway, quickly talking of liquid, are you? Yeah,
I am.
Good. I think we need some after that.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, mate. I'm gonna get.
Cheers. But
lovely job.
Yeah. So I've not had to deal with any plumbing. You'll be pleased to know.
Well, that's nice for you. It's nice for you. There are things you find in a U-bend you really don't want to know about, honestly. God. Yes, yeah.
We're turning into a very different podcast very quickly.
Yes, stop there. No. But I've had it's been good. So what have you been up to? What have you since I last had the pleasure of your company?
Well, I've had a good week, an interesting week. I've been sent an exciting new script for something. Yes. So I've been having a browse through that and discussing potential opportunities there with a company I've worked with previously who would like me to be involved in something again. So yes, that's quite an exciting thing going on there. I've also been doing a bit more voiceover work. As per usual, keeping on top of that. A couple of novels that are in progress, and yeah, just kind of normal routine bits, keeping on top of admin side of things, really. So yeah, interesting, not particularly strenuous per se.
Okay,
but I think I'm still slightly on a sort of a God, can I calm down a bit post panto and musical? So it's been nice to have a couple of weeks that haven't been quite so mental, but. Yeah, so not too bad. What about your good self, sir? What about you?
I've had a productive week. What about? I had a recall audition, which was lovely.
Yeah.
And it was one that I had to travel to. I had to travel up north, and it was really. I hadn't done that in a long while. I was sat on a train, going, I'm going to an audition. Do you know what I mean? It was because there'd not been that many in-person or auditions.
No.
And this was a workshop audition, and it was nice to meet. You know, we were. I think it was a group of 9-10 of us. It was, and we all had the same feeling because it was we did a physical workshop, and then we all did our individual speeches or the sides that we've been sent to learn. And we all had the same thing. It's really nice to be in a room with other actors. I mean, it was the same when, we had the same feeling rehearsing Panto, but, it was just really nice, even though you're slightly in competition with each other in so much as you're all trying to get the job.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not me with the ladies, but,
I don't know, you've just done Panto as a lady, so who knows?
Well, that's true. That's true.
We are very modern times.
Well, I'm nothing if not, versatile. But it was just nice to be in a room with other actors working and thinking about stuff. And it was, and some people said it was their first time they'd actually worked or done anything for, all the period of, the lockdown, the unwelcome guest, etc. Some people, it was their first in-person, auditions. So yeah, there was one girl, she was quite emotional. She sat there and said, so I might need a few minutes just to sort of, so that was really nice. It just goes to show I mean, how important this job, and how when you take it away from people and from us, what a hole it leaves in your life.
Oh, it does. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that was good. We'll see. We'll have to wait on the outcome of that.
Fingers crossed for you, mate. Everything crossed.
Thank you very much. It was be a nice play to do. What have I got? Oh, and of course I've got a I think it's a retirement party, Faulty Towers retirement do this weekend. That'll be good. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. So
that's coming up.
Jumping back into the characters that we do on a regular basis, or try to.
Let's put it to myself. I shall not be myself for a good part of the weekend.
So you get to start your weekend with me, and then end it as someone else.
Well, I did. That was the other day. I was trying to say that was. What am I doing? I'm going to get my dates moved around. Yeah, the retirement do is done. We've done that. I've got another one coming up.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that later. But no, I did a retirement do. That's right. I got my diary in front of me. I'm going. When was that? So
we're in 2022 now, dear. It's not 1950 anymore.
I've just got to turn the page, But that was good. So I have not been myself, and I won't be myself for a couple of days.
No.
So which is also fun.
Then, do you know what? It's weird you say that, because we've got a guest on today. I'm sure you haven't forgotten, although
I've not forgotten that.
Mind's all over the place. But I'm sure our audience will be very excited to know that yes, today we do have another guest, and actually, he spent almost his entire career not being himself. Which I guess in theory, as an actor, you're never really yourself, but he does it in a slightly different way to most, in that he jumps between being other people quite rapidly. I think it's a good way. So this is my good friend, Mr. Tony Rudd, is joining us today, and someone who you are well aware of, but you've never actually met him in person.
We've never actually met, because when in our other lives as doing the dinner theatre, the interactive stuff, we play the same roles, so we will never be in the same cast together.
No, absolutely. But I think, do you know what? I think it's about time that we said hello. So shall we see if he's here?
Yeah, let's let them in.
let them in. Yes, him and all his other personalities, not personalities, but all the other people that he brings to the table. So let's. Where is he? Where are you, Tony? And there he is, Mr. Rudd. How the devil are you, sir?
Yeah, he's landed.
No. Yes, I'm here. Yes.
Hello, mate. How are you? Been a long time.
Oh, yeah, I'm very, very pleased to see your lovely faces. Anybody listening on the podcast cannot get that, but I can get it. So I'm looking at that, loving the face.
On 30 seconds, and he's already lying to our faces, Drew. It's horrendous.
I do it all the time to you, Sam. I do it all the time. It's all right, mate. Don't worry.
That is true. But anyway, speaking of Drew, meet Tony. Tony, meet Drew. Now, as much as you know of each other, very familiar with each other's careers, and the way that I met Drew and the way that Tony and I work together a lot means that the two of you will never cross paths, or very rarely, because you actually play similar characters quite a lot of the time.
Yeah, well, we share a couple of characters in the interactive dinner theatre world. So we'll never do Del Boy together, mate. It breaks my heart that we'll never Del together.
Well, it's like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, two Spider-Men, But there will be a film one day with the Del Boy multiverse. David Jason is driving it. We're there. We'll be there, Rodney. This time next year, we'll be millionaires. All right.
Well, mate. What can I tell you, eh? Right, and that's it. We won't do any more of that. Promise.
No more of that, because it's going to give me a complex. I've got Del Boy coming at all angles, but and I think we now might need to put some sort of spoiler alert about Spider-Man, but that hopefully that won't make sense to anyone.
That won't make sense to anyone.
No. They'll understand why. But anyway, Mr. Tony,
if they haven't watched it by now, they don't deserve spoiler alerts. Come on. Anyway,
Mr. Tony Rudd is here. Tony, obviously, I know you very, very well. Been friends for a long time. Drew knows of you, but many of our listeners or watchers out in the podcast world may not know of you, or they may be thinking, if they're watching, I recognise that guy from somewhere, or the name rings a bell. So why don't you give us a quick introduction to yourself and tell us a little bit about your career, where you've been, where you've come from, etc., etc.
Well, I started off. I was born in the Isle of Man. And don't hate me. Well, I was born in the Isle of Man, and I started off as DJ. Then people kept saying to me, "You talk more than we hear the bloody records." So I decided, what am I doing? What am I doing? So I decided to go for an audition for New Faces, an old TV program.
Whoa!
And I didn't get on. But that's what started the bug. That's what started rolling. And I did a load of impressions on New Faces. So I moved from the Isle of Man to England, started coming up, doing talent competitions and showcases. Eventually, I got an agent, sent me to Jersey, met the wife in Jersey. I don't know what she was doing there. She's supposed to be over here with a cat, and, and it was just all that. The agent got me loads and loads of work, and I've worked around the holiday camps. I've done cruise ships. I've done a couple of comedy clubs, some in America. I did a comedy club in America, the Improv, where Robin Williams was discovered. And I've done pantomime, and I've mainly the bulk of my career has been touring the country as a comedy impressionist. Yes. So, making a lot of that, So I work currently, I do the comedy impressionist work, any work that I can revolve around my work, working for a disabled radio station, or rather, should I rephrase that?
Yeah, that
disabled radio station. Nobody can hear me. Nobody. It's a radio station for disabled children in a school in Bournemouth. Yeah. So that's nutshell. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just the most surreal kind of combination, I guess, of things there. Starting as a DJ into the comedy impressions, which is something I guess you've done always, and it just happened that at that point you started to then make it maybe a career rather than something you did for a bit of fun. Yeah,
I started impersonating the kids and the teachers at school. I was doing impressions of the teachers. That used to drive them mad as well. The chemistry teacher. The chemistry teacher left the room. I'd get his stick, and I'll be pointing up at the periodic table doing impressions of him. Oh, yes, this is hydrogen, all that sort of stuff. So I started off doing that. And I used to do the PE teacher, used to drive them mad. And there was one teacher, I think it was RE, and I didn't really equate with RE much. It was, we got this teacher once, and he was an easygoing guy, and I used to do Donald Duck. I used to lift my desk up and go, "Oh, shut up, you, shut up," and then put it down again. And he used to drive him mad, and he'd be all right with it. He'd be cool with it. And then one day he said, "You could earn a lot of money doing that." Those were his exact words. Normally teachers tell you not to earn those.
Yeah. Not to do,
yeah. So that was there. That's how I started it.
So I watched basically annoying a teacher with Donald Duck impressions has got you to the point you're at now.
I still do it. I have teachers at my school that I constantly annoy with Donald Duck impressions. So it's not something I've grown out of at all.
I think it's safe to say, mate, you haven't grown out of a lot, really.
No. I will one day. No, I keep saying that, but I'm too old now. Too old to grow up.
I heard you mentioned. I heard the words Mike Yarwood there. I was gonna say. I mean, it was famous, wonderful. I mean, I grew up with Mike Yarwood, and This Is Me. I mean, did you have? I mean, was he an influence? Did you have an influence or a hero in that world?
I am. Yeah, Mike Yarwood was certainly my hero because I'd watch his TV show, and I don't know how old you are, Drew, but you've just sort of said that you've seen him as well.
Oh, so yeah.
I'd watch the Mike Yarwood show on the Saturday night over the weekend, and on the Monday I'd go back to the kids. When I say the kids, my friends who were in the class with me, and I would say, "Did you see Mike Yarwood on Saturday?" And they say, "Oh no, we didn't watch that." That's no worries, because here it is. He started off with Robin Day, and I go, "Good evening, put a stop to that." I'd never seen Robin Day in my life, But I just thought what Mike Yarwood did it was so funny. It's just brilliant. Good evening. Yes, I'm doing the face at the moment. So
That's a bit.
good evening. Yeah. So I love Mike Yarwood. Kenny Everett was another influence of mine as well. I absolutely love Kenny Everett, and he's probably the reason why I haven't grown up. It's like, hello and welcome to Drewling Samantics, and now this sort of thing. It's like that.
And I guess it's safe to say, mate, that obviously you've made a career out of this, and you've been doing your comedy impressions for decades, many decades. You're also ancient.
Easy. Steady on, Sam.
Easy.
I won't.
I wouldn't go that far, Dale. Yeah.
I won't have another old man, beaten up on our podcast, mate.
But anyway, what I was going to say is you've made this incredible career out of it, but it's probably safe to say from a general public point of view, your public persona or people's awareness of you shot up quite considerably a couple of years ago.
Yeah, when I was on Mr. Tumble. You talking about another program?
Mr. Tumble's impressive, so that's a lot of children might recognise you. But if we're talking about general public, there was a certain sort of primetime TV show that you had a little something to do with, I believe.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it's the one. It's the one that we all talk about. Britain's Got Talent. Yeah, and yes, I did enjoy that. Yeah.
So
Go on.
Sorry, Drew.
No, I was going to say, how did that come about? Did you audition? Were you invited? Were you discovered? How do you get on Britain's Got Talent? I mean, we know you've got talent, so how the bloody hell did you get on there?
Yeah, how the hell did I get on there? That's a good question. I was, I was voted a new face, best newcomer to impressions after doing it for 30 years. No. This is. I think they are sort of quite happy to roll with this now, but they did sort of approach me via my email, by my website. I made a website, and nobody's bothered to approach me at all on this website apart from BGT, and this guy said to me,
"It's not a bad one-hit wonder, mate, is it? I mean,
it's not bad. It's not bad. If I hadn't had the website made, I wouldn't have been on the program. So, and program was such a good experience. I had such a good experience on that program. I'd seen other people fall, good people go on the program, and I wouldn't say fail, but they didn't come off as well. Sometimes they'd be buzzed and things like that. And of course, I was, I was shitting myself, really, if I can use that word.
You just have.
A bit late now, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to use the word really that much, but yeah. And I was, and during the day, they get you to dress up in your gear at 9:30 in the morning, and all sorts of things happen during the day, and it doesn't always go to plan. Simon Cowell might be late, and they did this filming off the red carpet, so it moved. My block was moved to later in the evening, so I was dressed in this bloody minion outfit, sitting from 9:30 in the morning till 11:30 at night, and
Wow.
Still, yeah. But I mean, it's great experience. Apart from getting extremely nervous in the middle, I was getting extremely nervous. And I thought, I'm going. I don't want to get buzzed. And then the two producers that cast me came over to me, and they were so beaming, smiling. Oh, so glad you could make it. Kind of calmed me down a little bit. Yeah, but yeah, it was yeah.
And obviously, it goes beyond just the audition stage, because not only did you get through that with flying colours, you were one of the, was it 40 semi-finalists, is that right?
Yeah, one of the 40. Apparently, they banned about a few figures, but 70,000 applied or auditioned, and so to make to the final 40, I keep pinching myself that I did that. So it's a good achievement for me to do that. And they kind of said they invite you to. It's like an audition, but it's not an audition. It's a comedy club night. So I went to this place called the Hen and Chickens in Islington, and what you do is they put you in groups of 5, and you're in and out within a half an hour, and you go on and you do your spot. And I did that, and I did it. The only thing I did was I didn't have any props, but I used the 2 bottles for the C3po impression, and they said, "We love that. Can you do more of that?" And I said, "Can I do more of that?" I've got a whole box of it in the vein, you know. So I just got a load of props out and stuff and buckets on my head, and then it occurred to me that this is the sort of thing that hasn't been done before. It's quite unique to say that I've picked up stuff from around my house and put a feather duster on my head and done Donald Trump. You know, it's not fake news. It's not fake news. Donald J. Trump. J stands for genius. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is as well that people should really check it out, because you have, obviously there are many comedy impressionists out there, but as you say, your style is very unique, because you take these props and you almost create a story and everything links together. So very much people can go onto YouTube, or they can search on Google and just put in Tony Rudd, Britain's Got Talent, and the clips are out there for everyone to see, and it's highly entertaining. Very
funny. Yeah,
recommend.
You're both very kind. This is to make up for the old man beating up earlier.
No, it's all right. No, okay, keep going. No,
I've said quite a lot as well, so it should put me in good stead for later on when I take the piss a bit more. But anyway,
brilliant.
So would it be fair to say then, obviously, Britain's Got Talent was something that you wanted to achieve for you, but there was also an element of the awareness of the school and the fact that you wanted to kind of go, look, I do these 2 very different things, but they actually connect up.
Yeah, they said to me, they asked me what I did for a living, and my job role at the school again is it's like everything I fall into. It's unique, and I'm not saying that from a bragging point of view, but it's just unique. I have a condition that makes me slightly a bit offbeat. So the school is it's a radio station for the disabled kids, and the disabled kids come in, and I teach them how to do voiceovers, and I teach them, you know, some of them are good to use the decks. Some of them can't use their voices, but they can use their communicators. Yeah. You know, a bit like Lost Voice guy. Yeah. You know, and I don't know why I'm tapping me table here like you can hear, you know. Oh yeah, listen to that. You know, like Stephen Hawkins is going to come out or something. But yeah, and that to me, when I went to work there, I found that all these skills that I developed, you know, with the impressions, with the panto stuff and everything like that, I can improvise with these young kids, and all the things that they like are all the things I like, Star Wars and Marvel and things like that. So we would do an impromptu, it would start off as Jack and the Beanstalk, and it would end up as Star Wars meets Flesh Creep or something like that. It was, you know, and it would go like that. And the kids loved that. I loved that. And when they built the radio station, this became a mission. So I thought to myself, well, it'd be nice if part of what I tell them is about what I do at the school, you know, like that sort of thing. Yeah. And yeah, it was part, you know, it's where my heart is a little bit with the school. Yeah. And the kids, it was funny because they came and filmed at the school, you know, and there was some of the kids.
Lovely.
And as they're filming some of the kids, right, there's one kid, he's right there. And he's going, Tony, you're not funny and you've got no talent. One of the kids is shouting.
Great advert.
Lovely. And I said to him, you're not going to use that bit, are you? Don't worry, we won't use that bit. You know, it's one of the kids, the camera just goes on him, you know. And he's going, hey, Tony, good luck, well done, mate. You know, going, you know, great. And as soon as the camera goes on him, Tony, you're not funny, you've got no talent. That's, you know, that's the kind of humour they have. Yeah.
That's all right. He wasn't one of the judges, so you didn't have to worry.
So, Tony, if I may ask, you said you have, I can't remember your exact words, but you have a condition yourself. What is that, mate? What do you got?
What have I got? What have I got? Right. Okay. Yeah, I've been diagnosed with Asperger's. I got diagnosed about 5 years ago with Asperger's syndrome, which is it explains everything. It explains it's like all these weird things. I thought, I'm not like other people when it comes to learning things. Sometimes I can be quite slow, but once I pick on something, I learn it like astronomically. I went to see the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland.
As you do.
As everybody wants to do. It's on everybody's bucket list, I know. And when I came away there, I sort of got all the information in my head like a sponge. And I thought, that's a good side. The bad side is traffic jams. I turn into like a lost child, get very upset. And, when computers are buffering up, I get very upset. And it's like, when you may well have seen an autistic child when their routine is broken.
Yeah.
That's what happens to me. I get really upset when my routine is broken. And it wasn't until I started working with the kids I'm working with when I recognized these traits. And I said to a colleague at work, I said, I think I've got Asperger's. And my colleague at work said, yeah, I think you have as well. Just said, yeah, I think you have as well, or you definitely have, or something like that, And he said, a colleague like Sam, just doesn't pull any punches. He'll just tell you what he thinks, sort of thing.
What you're suggesting, mate? I am the most amicable and kind and
diplomatic. What did you call him?
Yeah,
blunt.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Friend of James. That's amazing that you were there working with the children ostensibly to help them, and but you've gained something from them as well. I mean, you've learned what must have been puzzling, aspects of your behavior. You've probably got, I mean, we all do. We all say, I mean, I know I've got a slightly OCD streak in me that, if you look in my wardrobe, my shirts are hung in colors, sizes, shapes, patterns. My socks are all laid out in drawers in colors and everything.
Hang on. Sizes. How many different ways can you hang lots and lots of extra smalls?
No, mate. It's small, extra small, XX small. I know what I'm doing.
Sorry. I take it back. Sorry for interrupting. Yeah, carry on.
But I mean, and I once someone said to me, you might be slightly OCD, and I think I am, and I'm at home with that. It's me. But it's funny, isn't it? Because once you know that, you go, oh, A, there's a name for it, and B, you can chill out about it. And then you go to people, look, if I do something weird and start sorting your socks out, I'll go to OCD. All right, live with it. But it was amazing that you learned that from the children you were working with. That's a fantastic thing to.
But what you said then was exactly my philosophy when I got the diagnosis. Exactly what you said there. I know what it's called now. I know what it is, and B, I can chill out about it. I can. It's all under one blanket. I'm afraid of heights. That's because it triggers the anxiety. I'm afraid of dentists because it triggers the anxiety. Yeah. And the anxiety is all sort of Asperger's related. So it comes from that. So yeah, and that works when once you've like you said, once you've put it in a box, you've got an explanation for it, and therefore you can ride it. And I think with some of the creative things that I do, it's because I've put it in that box, and Asperger's is now a horse that I can ride rather than a horse that kicks me in the head and in the bollocks sometimes, that sort of thing.
Well, I mean, and we'll take that one thing because the what you have done is not only have you put that on a horse or a box or whatever, you put it in a book now as well, haven't you? That's you've taken it one step further and committed pen to paper.
That's a segue after my own heart. I love that. That's really clever.
Do you know what? I was only thinking that myself. Well done. I was thinking, Drew, what a master. There.
I knitted that together beautifully. Yeah, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you not watching on YouTube, shame on you. But Mr. Rudd is holding up his book, Asperger's Assemble. Tell us about it. I mean, it's set in a kind of futuristic dystopian world, and those with Asperger's are completely gifted in another way, aren't they?
Well, yeah, it's present day, and so it goes from step one. It goes from this ruthless corporation releases this virus via the internet. Anybody who looks at the internet, the virus sort of jumps out and makes changes to their brains. And this company have sold everybody, or they've given away free, these contact lenses. The contact lenses have got text on the inside, which tells these people what to do. So they now mind control them.
Wow.
And that's apparently happened to the whole of the world. But then when they change the minds of these people, they can't do it to Asperger's people because they're wired differently. And so that's my reason for making these Asperger's characters the heroes of the story. And so it's up to them. One of them's a hacker. So they've got a hacker. They've got another one, which is a martial. She's obsessed with martial arts. And then we've got a school teacher with 3 of his kids, which I may have well not have based on certain people, who are at the school, So I'm not telling them anyone because they'll all want threepence or something for their royalties or something. Yeah. And so so it was great, and once I started writing it, it became more like a James Bond type thing. It had lots of action scenes in it, and these kids, they start off as sort of clueless, but then they quickly suss out that they think differently. They can work out how to fix things because they can think differently, and so it takes a whole book to do that, And there's quite a few scenes where we get meltdowns, and then there's other scenes where they become geniuses at working out how to reverse things and stuff like that. So it's like, a lot of Asperger's people went to being scientists. So that's the kind of angle I'm going off with that. Yeah.
Do you know, I think it's so here and now. We live in a world now where people are becoming much more accepting of things, of all sorts of different levels and backgrounds, and also the awareness and the sort of inclusion now is such a huge thing. So be that I don't know, female sports people in what was always a male dominated sport, or be that gender fluid people in something that was always very male and female. I think accessibility is becoming huge in modern times for people. And I think this is another example of that actually the heroes in this are the people who previously, go back 10, 20, 30, whatever years, would have been considered disabled. Whereas actually what the case is, they're differently abled.
Absolutely.
It's a much more interesting way of looking at it. So I think there's a lot of this going on in TV and in film and in theatre, and subject matter is certainly a lot broader than perhaps it was 10, 15 years ago. And I think your book has such an enormous place in future and in progression. And people should definitely check it out. I think it's just a really wonderful thing that you've come at it from such a different angle, from a very personal angle for yourself. I mean, some of it you must have done a lot of research, because I know how good you are with technology. So writing about hacking must have been a nightmare.
Well, I blagged that one a bit. Yeah. It's the using technology that befuddles me. It's learning about it. I can understand it, but I could, I understand that a phone can send a signal and stuff, but I get fucked up if I shit, what the hell is this sort of thing, So, and I think possibly a lot of that is the Asperger's. It's the Asperger's, your brain functions differently, whereas a lot of people's brains, it suits them to have a phone made like this. But with me, for instance, it suits me to work. My mind works differently, so sometimes I'm just befuddled. It's just I just have to get used to that and understand that when I'm getting befuddled sometimes, but
it's diffusing, isn't it? I mean, it was people's not fear, but so much of if you've got a slight difference of skin color, language, ability, or whatever, it's other people's fear because they don't understand it. As soon as you understand it, you go, oh, that's okay. I know how to talk to you. I know how to deal with it. So I mean, however, I mean, whether it's theatre or theatre and education. We were chatting to a friend the other day who works like in TI, and Sam's about to go off on tour. Anything that can educate people and take the fear out of it.
Yeah,
it makes it so much. And also for the person who is that has that condition or whatever, they suddenly go, oh, you're all being nice to me now, or you've got me now. I don't have to fear the big wide world. It's diffusing the situation any way that can be done. It's like I've got another segue coming up in a minute, but it's like when we've all just come out of a Panto season, and we've all done relaxed performances for audiences. The lights stay up, that you take the bangs and flashes out, the microphones go down, and everyone chills out, and people, children, adults, whoever, with whatever condition, whatever whatever condition they have or however they are, would be troubled by a normal performance, can sit back and enjoy it. They can relax, hence relaxed performance. I mean, that I love doing those performances. When I first did one, I was very nervous because I thought and people going, don't do anything different, just do exactly what you do. Then step off the stage, take your hat off or your wig off or whatever, and have a conversation. And I remember doing that. Remember walking off down the treads at the side of the stage after a lovely performance and chatting to a group of 6 or 7 children who normally I would have been, or had I not done that show or a couple of years earlier, I would have been very nervous of. I wouldn't have known what to do. Yeah. But they all just went, hey, come and sit down. I was playing Flesh Creep. I was playing the villain. And I took the hat off, and one of the kids grabbed the hat, put it on. So I put a coat on another kid. The other kid took my gloves off and put them on. It was suddenly sitting around there with 6 children, all dressed in various stages of my costume, all talking as Flesh Creep. And it was amazing. It broke the barriers completely. And I'm going to use that pantomime segue because I have to say, because another thing, Mr. Rudd, that you are very famous for, and I know you're very proud of, and we all are, is you do a lot of panto.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, exactly. Panto's the one of the things. When I went to the school, they said, "Would you like to come and work here full time?" And I said, I can work everything else around, but I still need to do panto. Is there any chance that
I want to work for you 11 months of the year, basically?
Yeah, exactly. And they thought, well, actually, we don't have to pay him a full year's wages, so he can go off and do his panto. No, so yeah, they get rid of me for a month. Yeah, so maybe they think to themselves, what will make the kids' Christmas really good? Send Tony off to panto. Yeah, so yeah, it's good. It's great. Panto is brilliant. I've done 27 years now, 27 Christmas pantos. So I don't know how many you've done, Drew.
You must be similar.
I think I'm 27. I'm 28, but that includes the summer panto. So I think I'm around about 27 now as well.
Yeah, I've done a few summer pantos, and I think I'm in my 30s when I count them up as well.
Oh yeah.
So blimey,
You've been panto nearly as long as I've been alive.
Oh no, I haven't.
Whippersnapper. Yeah.
Do we ever get bored of that? Yeah.
No, honestly, I think it's the initial response. Whenever you say to someone, "I'm doing panto" or "I'm in panto," "Oh no, you're not," and you do go, "Oh yeah, it's funny." Actually,
you have to pretend it's funny because everybody around you laughs like it's the first time they've heard it. Yeah. When I've heard it, I've heard it more times than Bill Gates has got quids. So it's a bit. But I do love it. Panto is great, and I've it's been for me one of the best things. I've not made it big in my career, but I've worked with people who have. When you work in panto, so I find myself lucky. I've worked with people like Paul Daniels and Debbie McGee and Simon Callow. For the proper thespians out there, Simon Callow, he did a couple of pantos, and I was lucky enough to do Peter Pan with him, Smee and Bonnie Langford. And Leslie Grantham.
Wow.
Leslie Grantham, he was a hoot.
I was at drama school with Leslie Grantham.
Well,
there you go. Yeah.
Bloody hell, you're older than you look, mate. Bloody hell.
Yeah,
Oh my God! One old man.
This is all. It's all out of a bottle, Tony. It's not the hair. All out of a bottle.
Yeah. I'm going to find me cap in a minute and put it on so I feel at home.
Amazing, and to share
this is like the cast a cocoon. Cast a cocoon.
Yeah.
Sam, you're what's his name? Steve Guttenberg. Yeah.
Yeah. The young one.
Yeah. I worked with Sid Owen as well.
Oh wow.
Annie Harmer from Tracy Beaker, the Tracy Beaker one.
And your lookalike, your twin.
Bobby Davro.
Mr. Davro, yeah. You worked with Davro a couple of times, haven't you? So,
Bobby Davro. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Bobby Davro.
There we go. There's another vital image for people who are listening. It's a picture of Tony and Bobby Davro looking like twins, essentially.
Brilliant stuff.
My twin. My brother from another mother. We get on very well, me and Davro. We speak quite often. I spoke to him a couple of months ago, and he just rang me out of the blue. And I was just about to do a DJ gig in the Isle of Man, and I was on at 8. I was on at 8:15, and Davro rings me at 8. And Davro, he's not one you can just say, "Oh, Bob's yeah, good one," put down. So it was loose. It was loose what time I go to do the DJing, because there was other DJs
lucky
there.
By the sound of it.
So I just me and Davro were doing like Boris Johnson impressions at each other. So would you of course like to come to a wine and cheese party? So that would be absolutely fantastic. I got stuck by the police the other day, and they said to me, Boris, you have been traveling at 40 miles an hour in a 30 miles an hour zone. I said that's impossible because I've only been out 20 minutes. Yes, and nobody told me it was illegal. Anyway, yes. Sort of thing.
Honestly, I can just imagine what that conversation was like. The two of you.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It probably Davro's probably written it all down anyway. There's probably a transcript for it.
Davro's got technology on his phone.
He'll keep the gag.
Any gags you tell, Tone, are mine. That sort of thing.
I mean, speaking of going on for a long time, we could sit and chat for hours, as we do when we have our old catch-ups now and then. But unfortunately, well aware that you've got to run on, and we've got to keep this to a certain time limit. So, but
Stern.
Tone, first of all, will you come back on at some point so we can chat some more, mate? Because it's been brilliant.
Love to, mate. Love to.
Lovely.
Great.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
And in Drewling Samantics tradition, I know you've got a couple of minutes before you got to run, but can you leave us with an anecdote or a story, something from your career that stands out in your mind or might make our listeners have a bit of a giggle? Have you got a story for us?
Well, I've got two. Can I squeeze two in?
You've got a couple of minutes, mate.
You can
couple of minutes. All right, couple of minutes. Oh, yeah, all right, yeah. Oh, yeah, I can see the time, right? The first one is on Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
When I was setting me props up, panicking to go on, Deck comes up to me, and he says, "Tony, don't worry, you'll smash it. You're very funny. Good luck." And as he walked off, I went, "Thanks, Ant." And I went,
"Oh, 50-50 chance."
I said, "I'm not one of these people who don't know who you are." And he goes, "Don't worry, I've been called worse." Right. The other one is I was in Jersey once, and I was doing my Billy Connolly impression. And back in those days, I used to wear the beard. And I was there doing, "All right, how's it going?" And I thrust. When you're doing Billy, you thrust your cock out like that as you're working. and the beard fell off my face. And I was looking everywhere. The audience are pissing themselves. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why I'm carrying on as Billy. I don't know. and I'm looking like this, doing that. And I looked down, and the beard had fallen off and landed on my crutch. So it looked like I had a bloody merkin, So it looked like I had pubic hair outside my trousers.
Oh,
so I'm going,
God.
"Oh yes," but I had no idea, and the audience were pissing themselves laughing. And I'm looking down because I think these expensive, these beards. I better find it, and I couldn't see it. I'm going, "Where's my fucking beard?" And that was it. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Amazing.
That was in Jersey.
Two very contrasting stories as well.
I love it.
And I'm sure your career is. I know there are many that even we've shared silly little moments, but there must be so many. So please do come back on.
I'd love to come on and do some more. So yeah,
we'll have another chat at some point.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us today, mate. It's been an absolute ball chatting to you. And
thank you guys. The book Asperger's Assemble is available on Amazon for final plug.
Get the plug in there.
Buy it and I'll sign it or buy you a pint if anyone brings it.
Amazing. Go and get Tony's book. Go on Google and find Tony Rudd on Britain's Got Talent. But aside from that, Tone, we'll speak again very, very soon, mate. Thank you again so much for coming on.
Thanks so much, mate.
Loved it. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Take care, Tony. See you later.
Take care.
See you later, fellas.
Well, absolutely amazing. I mean, I thought we'd only invited one guest.
Oh dear, no. Tony comes with extras whenever you speak to him.
Doesn't he just? Lovely stuff. Well, I mean, you were right. I mean, we've got to have him back on because we'll have to catch up with everyone else he knows and he's got running around in his head, but also he's got fascinating conversation. Really was.
I mean, even the thought of the fact that the two of you have been doing panto between you for over half a century. I mean, the amount of stories you must both have and things like that. Yeah, no, just a really, really knowledgeable and experienced industry professional. And the fact that he's gone on all sort of levels, as we say, Britain's Got Talent to million, I think something 15, 20 million people watch the semi-finals or something mad like that.
Yeah. Huge.
But then also he does like small intimate gigs to a couple of hundred people in his hometown and even things like performing for the disabled kids in the school and stuff like that. So just an amazing guy and highly, highly interesting. And as you say, we'll get him back on and I'm sure he'll have a lot more to chat about. So. Absolutely.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Speaking of more, what more have you coming up this week, Mr. Drew?
Well, in fact, the coming week is a little bit similar to the past week in that I've got an audition. I've got another audition on midweek.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the week, I've got an interactive dinner show. So a similar shape to last week. So what about yourself? What have you got coming up?
So next week, as I should have said, not coming up this week because it's this week. I've confused myself already. It's having two Del Boys on at once. It's completely thrown.
Sorry, mate. I'm very sorry.
No, I'm just glad that the two of you didn't end up doing Uncle Albert's opposite each other. God knows where we would have been with that. Oh.
That could have been dreadful.
Yeah, but anyway, no. So my week is an interesting one as well. So a bit more voiceover work to do. I've also got some interactive dinner theatre coming up. So
lovely.
To take on a few characters who I haven't ventured as for a little while. So that should be great. And a rather exciting meeting, which I can't say anything about just yet, but hopefully all that will be revealed soon. And that's quite a big step, something new, something exciting. So let's hope I haven't jinxed it now because I've mentioned it. But so something exciting coming up, which all shall be revealed in the coming weeks, hopefully. But and of course, as always, mate, looking forward to being back next weekend, having a natter with you.
Having a natter, mate, over a beer.
Yeah, well, I mean, mine's practically empty, but
I'm taking the top off, mate.
Yeah. So to Drewling Samantics and to what's to come, mate. Cheers to you. Thank you, everyone, for listening, tuning in and watching us. And as always, we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Take care, Sam.
See you later.
All best, mate. Bye.
Thanks again for tuning in. We hope you've enjoyed watching this episode of Drewling Samantics.
If you have, then please consider subscribing to our channel and you'll get notified every time a new video is released. Don't forget, we're also available as audio only. Just search Drewling Samantics in any good podcast app.
Please support us on other social media too. We're on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and all our links and handles are on screen now.
We love welcoming new followers and subscribers, so please share with your family and friends and we'll be eternally grateful. Stay safe and we'll see you next time.